Tumbling Championships. We are at Tennessee State Jennifer Smith along with world medalist Tim Schlosser, and today you are going to see some amazing athletes that not only present grace and strength, but a lot of power in their competitive sports. They're going to be competing in power tumbling, double mini tramp, and trampoline. And Tim, I thought we might take a minute to talk about what some of the events are that we're going to be seeing here today and who some of the favorites are.
Well, we're going to be starting with the trampoline event, and you're going to see athletes jumping 20 to 30 feet into the air, performing 10 somersaulting and twisting elements. Those routines will be scored by 5 performance judges who will score from 0 to 10 points, and 2 difficulty judges who will evaluate the routine and come up with a total score.
Now, who do you like in the women's and the men's?
Well, in the men's trampoline event, if you're going to talk trampoline in the USA, you got to talk about Carl Hager. He has set the standard in this country for quite some time. In the women's competition, Jennifer Sands. She's throwing an unbelievable amount of difficulty, but she's got some tough competition this year. Young guns coming out from all over the country, including her sister.
And what about Lee Hennessy, though?
Lee Hennessy, the old lady of the sport, I guess you could say. She's coming back after a long hiatus, trying to make the USA team, and she's got a shot.
An amazing athlete.
Yep.
Now let's talk a little bit about the double mini tramp, which actually combines tumbling and trampoline.
Right. The athletes will approach the double mini trampoline with a run. Then they'll perform a somersaulting or twisting move over the apparatus and a somersaulting or twisting move off the apparatus. This event is different because it's scored from 2. So the highest score you will see, or a perfect score, would be 2.0.
And who do you like in men and women?
I think we got to talk about the same people. Carl Hager for the men, Jennifer Sands for the women.
And then there is power tumbling, which has got to be one of the most intense and exciting sports I have ever seen. Talk a little bit about how power tumbling works and what the difference is between traditional floor exercises.
Okay, power tumbling is a run towards the mat and then 10 skills, or 8 skills, excuse me, performed down a series of 8 skills, and then a big dismount onto the landing area.
What about the men and women's competition here? I know that there is a very intense competition going on between a couple of the men.
Right. The big competition is between John Beck and Rayshine Harris. John is the current world tumbling champion, but Rayshine has actually beat him in the last 2 USA team trials, so that's where the competition is there. The women, Emily Gillio and Kendra Stuckey, they're training together, they're living together, and now they're vying for the national title together.
It ought to be interesting. Now, the athletes are not only competing for a national title in their respective sports, but what they're also competing for is a place on the U.S. team so they can compete in the World Championships later this year.
Right. This meet is actually 2 competitions in one. The senior national title will be determined on this event alone. Everything you see here will determine the champion. The USA team, there's some other meets that are involved in the scoring, and we'll have to wait to the end to see who makes it onto that.
Well, you told me earlier that this is probably the most competitive field of athletes that you've ever seen compete in any of these events, which means it's going to be a very intense and exciting competition, which we will get underway with the men's trampoline finals right after this. Coverage of the National Trampoline and Tumbling Championships. I am Jennifer Smith along with Tim Schlosser, and we have the men's trampoline finals underway with Chris Kogan warming up for his routine here in the finals.
Chris is into the setup for the routine. He's trying to get some height and get into it. You can see here now he's throwing a lot of flipping, twisting skills, but must have felt a little out of control there because he put in a single somersault. He's doing pretty well. Show his stuff. There's a Rudy Ballard off his back. Not a bad routine for Chris. And Chris is a surprise, Jennifer. He was in 3rd place after the preliminary round. I don't think anybody expected him to be up that high. And he just has had the meet of his life.
And he's a very happy guy from Lubbock, Texas. And quickly, I'd like to remind, let's take a look at his routine.
Okay, if you can watch here now, he's getting ready to start the routine. So important that you're in control at the beginning. Here he starts with a Brannian full-out tuck, immediate double somersault, half a Rudy out tuck, and then right there you saw trouble, just a single back somersault straight. But he's continuing on well, gets things back together, back under control, and he saved a good routine. And you can tell just by the look on his face, he is so happy. Nice man, been around a long time, a lot of fans here.
Nice job by Chris Kogan. And we're getting ready to take a look at David Kennedy, who's 35 years old. And I just want to take a minute to remind everybody that these competitors come into today's competition basically with a new life, not carrying any of their scores or placements from yesterday's preliminaries into tonight's competition.
Exactly. This is anybody's ball game. So whoever really cuts loose, really hangs it out there and tries to do the best job they can, they've got a chance to win the national title. So hopefully it's going to make things really interesting.
David Kennedy is from Minneapolis, which is a hotbed for power tumbling and trampolining.
Yes, actually, they've got two of the strongest trampoline clubs in the country right there in Minneapolis, and David's one of the best. You can see he is up in the air here, trying to get a lot of height. So he can start. Here he begins. You know, you can see the difference here in style. He's got really pretty good form. He's doing a lot of double somersaults right in a row, and he's on that cross. Ooh, right there, a little bit off, but he's pulled it back together. And they're big full in, full out straight at the end. Oh, but that's a big problem. That exit bounce that he just took is really a very easy maneuver, but if you're a little off at the end or you relax a little, you touch the end, big deduction. Okay, here you can see on the replay, this is a little to the side there, but right here, he's pulled it back together, and things look like it's totally under control again. Okay, right there, that's a big skill, full in, full out straight, but right there, buckled at the hips a little bit, touched the blue, 9/10 of a point. Let's see, yeah, see his marks are lower because of that. Scores ranging between, 6-2, or I'm sorry, 7-6 to 7-2. The difficulty was, okay, but not that high.
Well, our final competitor is the guy to beat, Carl Hager, who has been in the sport collectively for about 21 years.
Yeah, Carl is going for his 8th world championship berth. That's unheard of. I mean, that kind of longevity. And I really hope that he puts it together here, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be it for Carl, this world championship.
Well, not only is Carl a very accomplished athlete, but he served our country in Desert Storm, and he is also a police officer and still finds time to be one of the best in the world in his field.
Yes. And I'm wishing him all the best here. I know this is important to him. He wants to finish, this competitive year on a high note, and he's feeling good about his overall career.
Well, from what we've seen of Carl, he can certainly pull it off.
Yeah, he's got the right attitude. He's got the right mindset. He's very tough, very aggressive athlete. And as you notice here, he's taking his time, getting prepared, getting focused. Hopefully he'll put together a good set for us. Again, you can see he's way up in the air. Judges have to really strain their necks to see that. And here we go. There's another triple somersault right at the beginning. Big double somersault. Wow, a lot of difficulty in this routine so far. Back and full out. Gradient full out tuck. Double pike somersault. Surface pike. And a full in, full out straight. Wow, just nailed it. Good for him. Terrific job.
An incredible athlete.
Yeah, and you can see after he comes off, he's still into it, still intense. Okay, here you can see the replay. There's 3 somersaults with a half twist on the end, double tuck somersault, and if you notice, Carl's routine was all at least double somersaults. He knows if you're going to be competitive with the rest of the world, you've got to be doing that many double somersaults.
And he also has amazing height.
Yes, and he keeps his height. I mean, that's something that's critical. You've got to, the height you start out at is the height you want to keep, and it's a deduction if you get lower. That was a terrific routine, and good scores, 8-8 to 8-2, and look at the difficulty, 11.1.
He has got to be happy about that.
Well, he just won the umpteenth national title, and I know he's going to be happy to finish that way.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the men's double mini competition, and we'll also meet some very strong and powerful young ladies and watch them vie for the National Women's Power Tumbling Championship. Tennessee, and let's take a look now at the final standings from the men's trampoline finals. In first place, Carl Hager. Second place is David Kennedy, and in third is Richard Hartman, Chris Cogan in fourth, James Moreland in fifth, Tim Basilic in sixth, Phil Newberry in seventh, and David Popkin in eighth. And you are watching Brianne Smith, ready to take her pass. 14 years old, good shot at making the team.
And here goes Brianne. She's moving down the head very well. Good form. Wow, that was clean, and she is really excited. Good degree of difficulty, a lot of combination twisting skills, and a beautiful landing.
And she was an alternate on last year's team.
Right, Brianne was an alternate. She really wants to compete at this year's World Championships. You can see there those feet really trying to keep them together, staying right in the center line. That's important. And she just nailed it.
We'll see if it's good enough to earn her a place on the U.S. team that'll be going to the World Championships later this year. It's in October in Portugal.
Right, and there she is with her coach, Terry White, from Pecatonica, Illinois.
And we're watching Katrina Osteen. She's 11 years old.
Yeah, and you can see Katrina is doing a twisting pass. Pretty good. Very similar in style to Brianne Smith. I don't think it's quite the form, but she's a junior that's just moved up into the senior ranks, and she's just really happy to be competing here in this final with these girls. Okay, you can see Katrina moving well. Pretty good form. There's a double twist. She's got kind of a weird twisting technique on that double fold, like a diver twist with her arms over her head.
Lakeisha Snoddy is getting ready. She's from Detroit, 17 years old.
And Lakeisha has oodles of talent. If she ever puts it all together in one competition, she could walk away with this thing. I don't know what she's planning today, but she is one strong girl. Moving well, moving down the mat. You can see her moving backwards quick. Big double pike. Beautiful routine. Oh, she's ecstatic. Good for her. Good for her. It's been a long time coming. She's hit preliminaries. She's hit finals. She is so happy. Okay, watch her go now. There she is, the granny full twist. Full twist. Now, it's tough to keep the speed moving back fast down the mat. Good stretch. Good lift into the double pike. Nice routine for Lakeisha.
Looking at Emily Giglio, who we had the opportunity to talk with a little earlier about her competition with Kendra Stuckey, who is her best friend, her clubmate, her teammate, and one of her chief competitors.
I have a lot of friendships, and it makes it easier when you have a bad day to be able to talk about it.
And do you think it pushes you to be better than seeing her day in and day out?
I think it does a lot, because if she does something and I want to do something better, she's kind of there to say, go, go, go.
Emily Giglio ready to make her pass now. The finals of the women's power tumbling here at the National Championships in Nashville, Tennessee.
You can see Emily starting granny, full twist, whip back, full twist, good back handspring, full in pike. Oh! Trying to really throw a lot of difficulty there. A lot of difficulty to win the championship. It was a tough call there. You never know. I mean, I think if she would have stuck with the double pike she was training, she might have done it. She might have managed, but her coach Jim obviously wanted her to throw the DD and see what would happen. You can see her now. She was moving well, but right there, she's just not high enough.
Looking at another angle here.
Yeah, you can see there she's barely getting her legs around, barely gets to her feet, actually.
And she is obviously very disappointed. And now ending the competition is Kendra Stuckey, who is a silver medalist at last year's World Championships. She is the girl to watch in women's power tumbling. She's getting ready to make her run.
Kendra is feeling the pressure, I think. Lakeisha had a terrific routine, as did Brianne and Katrina, but her friend and teammate Emily just had a serious error, so I don't know what she's planning to do here. You can tell she's focused. I know she wants this title. Let's see what she does. That's the granny to immediate double twist, full twist, whip back, big double pike. Wow. That was a beautiful routine. A lot of difficulty in that routine, Jennifer. And there you can see him hugging. I know Emily was really hoping for a chance, and Kendra just kind of shut the door on her. beautiful tumbling and a big double pike back somersault. A couple of steps on the landing, but the rest of the routine was just beautiful. Good scores, too.
Now let's start the men's competition on the double mini. You're looking at Graylin Stewart. This is his first year competing as a senior at the Nationals.
Right, so Graylin's facing a little bit of pressure here. He's trying to break into the senior ranks, trying to prove his, stuff, so to speak, and he's got the talent to do it. He's really, really the future for our country here in tumbling and trampoline.
And Graylin also competes in multi-event competition here.
Right, he's also a tumbler, and he's also in the tumbling finals. There he goes. Okay, there's a Branny in back out to a double pike. 1, 2 steps. Good job, though. Good job, though. Double routine. That's where he needs to be in terms of throwing 2 doubles in a pass, and he did a pretty good job with the landing. Okay, here you can see him running down. Good run. Branny in back out. That's actually a difficult skill because it's a blind. It's more blind than most skills. Most athletes today do half-out skills rather than back-out skills because it's a little blind. Did a good job. Pulled it off.
Well, next up is Richard Hartman. He's having a pretty good competition here.
Yeah, 3rd place on the trampoline. He's in 3rd place after preliminaries in the mini trampoline. Actually, now in 2nd place with Brad Davis's injury. So we'll see how he does. The pressure's got to be on him. He wants to come home with more than 1 medal. There he goes. Good run. So there's a half out. The double tuck. Again, 2 double routines. But you saw in the end of that one, he really extended from the double somersault. The judges want to see that. Okay, here comes Richard. Okay, now that's a double front somersault pike with a half twist and a double back somersault tuck. Good extension. Good job.
Taking a look from another angle now.
Okay, here again, half out pike. Good, right in the center of the tramp. And nice double tuck. Good landing. Good job for Richard. He's having a day. Okay, scores are good. 1-7s and 1-6 and 1-5. Good degree of difficulty 2.1.
Final competitor is Carl Hager, and we had a chance to talk with him a little earlier. Asked him if he thought he'd have any problems with this event.
If I hit the routines like I've been doing in training, I shouldn't have any problem. Fortunately, Brad Davis took a serious injury. He was my toughest competitor on the double mini tramp. Trampoline, like I said, anything can happen, but if I have the type of competition I should have from my training, should really do well, I think. I should make that 8th world.
And here is Carl Hager getting ready for his run on the men's double mini tramp. Quite an athlete.
Yeah, and I know Carl's concentrating. I think he wants to go home with his 2nd national title here.
He's had quite an amazing career.
Well, it's the longevity. It's just amazing that he could maintain this level this long. He's really focusing. He's focused. He's not rushing. He's taking his time. Here he goes. Half out pike. Pull in, pull out tuck. Wow. Now you can see it's like a whole nother level there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he threw half out pike, a double somersault with a half twist, and then he threw a double twisting, double back somersault off.
Let's take another look at it.
Okay, here we go. Here it is. Here's the first double somersault, half out pike. Now watch here. Full in, full out. 2 twists, 2 flips, and a beautiful landing. The way he's performing is no one's going to touch him.
Well, experience really does pay off. And it's amazing to me the type of longevity that you can have in some of the sports that we're seeing here, because there's quite an age range from competitors ranging from 12 into their 30s.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we had kids competing earlier in the week, 4 and 5 years old. Now we have kids, or adults competing that are well into their 30s, so it's really a sport for everyone.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with the women's trampoline finals, which will no doubt be a very intense competition, as any one of the athletes can walk away with the national championship, so don't go away. At Tennessee State University, located in the music capital of the world, Nashville, Tennessee. Taking a look now at the men's double mini tramp standings. Carl Hager ends up in 1st place. Richard Hartman in 2nd. David Popkin finishes in 3rd. Jason Zuloff in 4th. Danny West in 5th. Grady Calloway finishes in 6th. Otis Kellum in 7th. Graylin Stewart in 8th. John Reeves in 9th, and Brad Davis finishes in 10th place. And in the women's tumbling, Kendra Stuckey in 1st place, Brianne Smith in 2nd, Katrina Osteen in 3rd, Tiffany Simpson in 4th place, Lakeisha Snoddy in 5th, Stacy Pence in 6th, Megan Ferry in 7th, Sunday Pointer in 8th, Amanda Lintz in 9th, and Emily Giglio in 10th. Glad to have you with us as we continue HSE's coverage of the National Trampoline and Tumbling Championships in Nashville, Tennessee. We are ready now with the women's trampoline finals, and Lee Hennessy is getting ready to compete. An interesting story here. She is 35 years old, making a comeback in the tumbling world. And Tim, you spoke with her earlier and asked her why she decided to make this comeback.
First, I just did it to get back in shape, and I got back in shape, and then I thought, what am I going to do with this? And at the time, I was living in L.A., and the Nationals were in San Diego, so I decided I'd go to San Diego and compete. I did well, and so I said, well, maybe I'll go a little bit further.
Lee Hennessy is ready to compete to earn herself a national title and a spot on the USA team that will compete in the World Championships.
Oh, Jennifer, I have to tell you, I am really nervous about this one. We've been friends for a long time. She's put in a lot of work to get herself back to this level of competition, and I just hope she does a great job.
1982 was the last time she competed in the World Championships, which was also the year that you competed there, Tim.
Right, so we've known each other for quite some time. She looks good, though. Kickouts are excellent. Form is beautiful.
A true veteran in the sport,
yeah,
22 years.
Wow, that's a cool trick. Wow, Lee Hennessy, can you believe that?
Amazing.
Wow, she has got to be so relieved. Just a terrific performance. I'm really happy for her and proud.
I've got one. Let's take a look.
Okay, you can see here there's her back somersault straight, Branian pike somersault. There's a 1 3/4 flip, and then a double front off her back to her back, and a Brandy ball out tuck. And look at that stretch. Oh, she is ecstatic.
One happy lady, and Tim, she's out there and you're up here. Why is that?
Well, the reason is I think she's just a little more motivated than I am right now. She's really amazing that she can come back after all this.
15-year-old Jamie Strandmark prepares for her routine in the finals of the women's trampoline here in Nashville, Tennessee.
And this is one of the challengers right here. Trying to knock off the veterans. This kid's got a lot of talent. He's got a bright future in the sport. You can see there's 3 doubles, 4 doubles, twister, another double. She is right on the cross. Wow. Wow, that was a terrific routine. A lot of difficulty. She's very happy. She's very happy and relieved. The pressure has been unreal here.
Taking another look now at Jamie Strandmark.
Okay, you can see that's a double tuck somersault. Good extension. A Brandy straight. Single full twist somersault. 1 3/4 front pike. Then off her back. A flippus ball out. 2 1/4 flips with a half twist from the back. Solid scores, good degree of difficulty.
12-year-old Kimberly Sands is getting ready. And Tim, you had a chance to talk with Kimberly and ask her if this is the meet where she comes out of her sister's shadow.
Well, I think that I might be able to, but I'll have to do a really clean routine and to pull it off.
Kimberly Sands, 12 years old, first time competing as a senior in the women's trampoline. Her #1 competitor is her sister, Jennifer Sands.
Now, you've got to imagine that makes some pretty interesting dinner conversation. Here we go. This girl is not a big girl, and she is really high. Watch the form. Tight pike there. Everything's looking good. Tight tuck. Beautiful extension out of that double pike. You can see she's just a really dynamite young athlete. Wow. Oh. Oh, and she just relaxed too much. You know, the routine isn't over till the routine's over. And all the difficult things were done. And she had problems with the Rudy ball out, but she could have saved that. You can see she's showing nice positions here. There's a half-out tuck, double pike. Now right here, Branny straight. Good double twist. Rudy. And now here's the finish. There's the 1 and 3 flip. Okay, weird bed contact there, caused problems, and her hips were way back, and she caught a weird bounce and just knocked her right off the tramp.
And what kind of deduction does that get her?
Well, the scores are between 6-9 or between 6-5 and 7-2. Still has a high degree of difficulty, but that's really going to hurt her.
Very disappointed, Kimberly. And now her sister, Jennifer Sands, who is the girl to beat here in the finals of the women's trampoline, is about to perform her routine.
Right, and you got to wonder what's going through Jennifer's mind. I mean, her kid sister just came off the trampoline, might have lost a spot on the USA team.
A lot of pressure here for Jennifer.
Jennifer's in the same boat. She's got to hit this routine if she wants a national title.
Nice height.
Yeah, she's just an amazing athlete. She's way up in the air. She's going to hopefully unload all of that Sands difficulty. Branny in full out straight. Just thought, ooh, she swung it back a little bit. But she's so confident in herself that she can pull it right back together. You can see all double somersaults, most with twist. There's a single twister, double back somersault, half out, and a full in, full out straight. Oh, close. Almost the same mistake as her younger sister. But, you know, maybe a couple of years in age makes a difference. Look at her, she's breathing a sigh of relief.
Well, there's something to be said for experience here. It's very controlled routine.
Here we go. This is a Branny in full out, straight. A lot of twisting and flipping. Half in, half out pike. Flip is tucked. Half in, half out tucked. Rudy out, tucked. Double back pike. Rudy. Good routine. Here's the end of it. Double back tuck. Flip is pike. Now watch this. Full in, full out straight. For a woman, that is an amazing trick. And good scores for Jennifer Sands. Really good scores and a 10.5 degree of difficulty. 10.5, that's amazing.
A happy Jennifer Sands. We are going to take a timeout, and when we return, the explosive men's power tumbling event and a look at the women's double mini final. State University in Nashville, Tennessee for the National Trampoline and Tumbling Championships. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all the viewers watching HSC and our Prime affiliates. Now, before we get into the women's double mini tramp competition, let's take a look at the results from the women's trampoline. Now, you are about to see two of the most explosive events of the competition, the women's double mini and the men's power tumbling final. We are being joined now by Brad Davis, who was a member of last year's Team USA, played a major role in the World Championships. And Brad, up until yesterday, you pretty much had a lock on being part of that team and a shot to win the national championships here until you had a very unfortunate injury and hurt your ankle. And how are you feeling, first of all?
Well, I feel fine now. After the fact that I had hurt my ankle, I thought everything was going, really into the bottom of the bucket. But I feel fine now, and I'm just glad that it wasn't any worse than what it had been.
Well, you're here to give us an inside perspective on what we are about to see in the very intense men's power tumbling competition. And I also want to mention that you have a vested interest in this competition, and why don't you tell us why?
Well, I know all the competitors, competing with them for, 10 years now, and I don't want any unfortunate accidents to happen like what had happened to myself, but I'm also hoping to kind of slip into the competition and get a spot on the team still.
Well, you still have a shot at making the team, and we are going to get set right now to take a look at the women's double mini finals, and then we'll take a look at the explosive men's power tumbling competition. So let's get started. Here now is Kimberly Sands in fourth place after her first run, looking to move up, especially after her disappointing performance on the women's trampoline in the final.
Yeah, I think she wants to redeem herself here. And, I think once you start competing, you get some of the kinks out, hopefully she'll turn in a terrific routine here. There she goes. Got a strong run. Good run. Flip this over. Double pike. Beautiful. Wow. That's exactly what Kim wanted to do.
Nice run.
Yeah. 2 double somersaults. That's international level difficulty. and she just nailed it. So here you can see the half-out tuck, and then a good double pike extends well. 6. Scores are excellent. 1/7, 1/8, 1/6. Good degree of difficulty, 2.1.
Next up is Jennifer Perilla, who is tied for 4th place after her first run.
Right. Jennifer had a problem too on the trampoline, if you remember. So
yes.
she's like Kim. Hopefully she wants to come back and do just as good a job as Kim did.
Pressure is on.
It looks intense. Got a strong run. Good double somersault. Half-out pike. Wow, they are just nailing these passes. They all want to be on that team. It's nice to see the young kids rebound back like that. Okay, here it is again. That jump across is called a mounter. And then there's a spotter, fliffus, or a spotter double back, and a fliffus pike off. Her competition's over. She looks a lot more relaxed now, Jennifer, doesn't she?
She looks very relaxed right now. Kicking back. Next up is Erin McGuire, and you had a chance to speak with her a little earlier and ask her what she was going to throw in this run.
I'm going to try to throw double back tuck, square double back tuck, brand out pike, and brand out tuck, double back pike.
Well, it's definitely a lot easier to watch than it is to say, so let's take a look as Erin makes her run now in the finals of the women's double mini. Erin is only 12 years old.
Yeah, and you can see the stress in her eyes. She's such a cutie.
She's just exploded onto the scene.
I hope she nails it. She's going to really move down that runway. Flip us over, double pike, steps back. So not terrific. She was a little bit across from one bed to the other. She landed near the edge of the double mini, and it kind of slung her back. Here it is. There's the half out. And you can see she's really at the end of the mini. Had to bend her knees a little bit on the double pike.
She really exemplifies, though, what the future of this sport is all about.
Right, yeah. And, you know, there's her coach, Joe Ewenhofer. They're just having a good time. They know she's got a lot of years ahead of her in this sport, and they just want to have a positive experience. Scores are okay. 1-2s, 1-3s, 2.1 degree of difficulty. She's throwing some good stuff.
Jamie Strandmark, who is in 2nd place after her first pass. Seeing if she can move into 1st with this run.
Jamie had a dynamite trampoline routine. Secured a spot probably on that USA women's tramp team. I'm sure she wants to do the same on mini. Flip this over, half and half out pike. Wow, that is a tough routine. It's really neat to see our American girls throwing this much difficulty. We're really going to be pushing the best countries in the world at the World Championships. Here's Strandmark. Good. Half-out tuck. There's a half-in, half-out pike. That means a half twist on the first flip and a half twist on the second flip in the pike position.
The level of competition here for the women has really excelled in the past few years, hasn't it?
Yeah, especially the women. The women have just, you know, been pushing each other, and it really, really is paying off.
Well, up next is Jennifer Sands, and you had an opportunity to ask her what she's going to throw in her run here for the finals on the double mini tramp.
I'm going to plan on throwing my 2 double-double passes, my half-out pike double tuck, and half-out tuck double pike.
And you know that 2 double-doubles is what it's going to take to be competitive at the World Championships. Is that why you're doing it?
Yeah, I want to have a 3rd double-double by Portugal, hopefully. So I'm working on that when I get back.
And now here is Jennifer Sands ready to do it, to see if she can hold on to her 1st place in the women's double mini trampoline at the Nationals here in Nashville, Tennessee.
She really looks intent on nailing this routine.
She's a very intense young lady.
Yeah, very focused. Great mental toughness. Wow. And you know, it's almost robotic. It's like every routine is right there, one right after the next, very well prepared, and just continually cranks them out. From the side view, you can see she is just hauling down that runway. There's the half-out pike, sees the tramp, good double tuck, kicks out, and look at that. I think she's done that before.
incredible athlete.
And here from front on, you can see, too, I mean, you could really see from this angle all the form problems, but she doesn't have them. Her knees are together, her toes are pointed, and that's how you want to land on double mini.
Well, again, you talk about experience versus some of the younger, just go for it attitudes of some of the younger girls that don't have the experience and control.
Exactly. I really think that she'll probably end up walking away with this national title as well.
First competitor from the Flip City Tumblers, Daniel Aldea, who is 19 years old. And Flip City is a group of inner city kids that have an amazing tumbling team.
Yeah, and it's so impressive. What these kids go through is so impressive because they have some of the best work ethic I've ever seen. And their coach, Dave Green, does a great job of inspiring them, not only as athletes, but as people. And it's really neat to see them performing here.
A program put together to keep some of these kids off the streets of New Jersey. I know that you spent some time there. I've spent some time at Flip City as well. And these guys travel all over the country, all over the world, performing. And now Daniel is, looks like he's ready to make his run.
Well, Daniel was one of those people that were in the running with Brad to make the USA team, so I wonder how Brad's feeling about this right now.
I just hope that Danny finishes his pass and comes out all right. He's been in the running the whole year. Matter of fact, the last 3 years he's been in the running, and this is his chance to show his stuff right here.
Wow, he did just that, didn't he?
Nailed it.
Wow, and you can see Dave Green is awfully happy. He needed that. He really needed that. I mean, he was all the way down in 8th place after the preliminary round, and he did what it took.
Brad, how do you feel about this?
His pass was a wonderful pass. He starts in with a double layout. He's going to come right off that spinning into a full, build his power here at the end. He's going to end with a double twisting, double back, and stabs it right there, no movement.
Nice job. How do the scores look?
Well, the scores, I think, maybe are just a tad bit low. I think that was really good. He had a little problem in the middle. They're between 8-8 and 9-2. He could have been maybe a little bit higher. It was a pretty explosive pass.
Graylin Stewart is up next, and this is his first time competing in the Nationals as a senior.
Graylin is another one of the upcoming stars here. He's beginning to put those doubles in there.
You know, and that is one of the best routines I've seen Graylin do. He has a few, technical problems he needs to take care of, but he put it together in that pass. There's the branding to the double pike. Now you can see here some form problems, some technical problems on the twisters, but he gritted it out and landed it. Think he's got a good future, Brad?
Yes, all the Sooner team has about 3 young men getting ready to come up and move into the elite soon.
His scores are excellent as well. High 8s and low 9s. Good degree of difficulty. It's close. These guys are really right at each other.
Next up is Rashawn Sampson, also from Flip City Tumblers. We could see a lot of the Flip City guys making up the U.S. team, couldn't we?
Yeah, watch out for Rashawn Sampson, too. He's like the Charles Barkley of tumbling. He just doesn't hold anything back either. And he really is determined here.
Just go for it.
You're going to see a pass that moves down the mat into the big skill. Pull through, whip, hamstring. Pull in, pull out straight. But he steps out of bounds.
Wow.
What kind of deduction is there for that step out of bounds?
Okay, well, he landed in the yellow zone, so that means that he will be judged out of the entire pass. The problem is that when he stepped back off of it, that's an automatic 9/10 deduction. But, the pass was so good before that. That's a beautiful full and full out straight. Right there, you can see him going right up the mat.
Very tough competition. Brad, as you sit here and watch this, is it as tough as you thought it might be tonight?
Yeah, the competition is really tough here. The last 3-4 competitors are really eating at each other right now. Ray Shine, which has won a couple of the last 2 meets, is getting ready to go now.
Scores were okay, not too bad. A little bit low. I'm sure he would have liked more.
Well, we're getting ready to take a look at Rayshine Harris, who is one of the superstars of this sport. And you had a chance to ask him how he feels about John Beck, how John Beck must feel having to follow Rayshine's performance.
Well, I think it may hurt him a little bit because he has to follow my path.
Rayshine Harris getting ready to take a look at his run.
Ray's coming down the mat strong. Wow, tumbled off that beautifully.
Nailed it.
Wow. And you can see by Ray's attitude.
How must John Beck feel after watching that?
Well, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking down into that side of the arena right now.
The pressure has got to be on Beck.
Right.
Look
that
at
was
this.
a tremendous pass. Full in, full out. Full in, full out. Working through whip, full, flip-flop. Double twisting, double back. Stayed in bounds. Beautiful scores. 9-4s, 9-5s, and a 10.1 degree of difficulty.
That right there is a new world record in difficulty.
Wow. Just set a new world difficulty record.
Great run by Rayshine Harris. And now John Beck is going to wait in the wings. And we had an opportunity to talk with John, ask him how he felt about this meet.
Well, the first two team trials, I played it a little bit safe because I wanted to assure myself a spot on the national team. So I didn't use, a lot of difficulty. But at this meet, I tried to get into finals, try to get in first place, and planning on throwing a world's record for finals.
John Beck, of course, the current world champion. Having a tough time, though, lately, getting ready.
Well, he suffered a minor ankle injury earlier, and he's come back strong. His preliminaries were excellent, so we'll have to wait and see. Running down well, back and pull out straight. Got a little stuck there.
Oh!
Wow.
A frustrated John Beck.
Yeah. Well, that's what can happen. I think that it's difficult when somebody throws that kind of routine right beforehand. It's very tough to see. So, that's something that can affect you.
Let's take another look at it.
John's going to get in a little trouble after this back and pull out straight. He ended up a little short. He's trying to muscle it out here. And he just didn't have enough at the end.
And the thing that we have to remember here is that John has already secured a place on the USA team. This competition is not going to affect whether or not he goes to the World Championship.
No, but John came into this competition really wanting this bad, and there is a rivalry that does exist between Rayshine Harris and John Beck.
Right.
And Rayshine had an outstanding run.
Yeah, and look at Ray. He's
and he
really
knows it.
happy. Yeah, and the good thing is it's setting him up for the World Championships. They're only going to get better.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with a look at all the final results in the individual competition, and a look to see which of these athletes will represent the USA in the World Championship. Team 94 National Trampoline and Tumbling Championships in Nashville, Tennessee. I am Jennifer Smith, and Tim Schlosser is down on the floor with the national champion in men's power tumbling and his coach, Dave Green.
Rayshine, you just never cease to amaze me. You just set a new world difficulty record and won the Senior National Championships. How you feeling?
Feel great, Tim.
Okay, now, Rayshine, we got the World Championships coming up. Going to try to do that same thing with the difficulty record there?
Sure am, Tim. I am.
Great. Okay, and Mr. Green, how do you feel about the way the boys did today?
Well, they're men, Tim, and it's not surprising. We come in with this team effort. And the reason why Ray's able to do well is he just stepped up. The rest of the guys push a lot of practice, and we're able to do this at meet. So.
Okay, now, looking ahead to the World Championships, you're going to have most of the guys on the team there. Will it help that you're there with them, supporting them, whatever, getting them prepared for that competition?
Yeah, it's going to be a plus for us. I just think that the guys, our type of training is different for World Championships than it is for a meet like this. We know that the surfaces are going to be a lot harder, so we do a lot of physical conditioning to get ready for something like this. Me being there definitely is going to be a plus for for the fellas that I have involved.
Okay, well, thanks, fellas, both of you. Rayshine, congratulations, and I'm going to send it back to Jen.
Thank you, Tim. That's Rayshine Harris and his coach, Dave Green, from Flip City Tumblers. We have the results in the men's power tumbling for the 1994 National Championships, and in first place is the man you just saw, Rayshine Harris, with an outstanding performance. Daniel Aldea finishes in second place, also from the Flip City Tumblers. And from Sooner Tumbling and Trampoline, Graylin Stewart has a great showing and ends up in third place. Chad Hines finishes in seventh. Danny West finishes in eighth. Chris Cogan in ninth place, and Swede Godfrey in 10th place. And now looking at the finishing placements in the women's double mini, Jennifer Sands is in first place. Jamie Strandmark in second. Kimberly Sands in third. Jennifer Perilla in fourth. Kelly Vanderkuel in fifth. Erin McGuire finishes sixth. Karen Helm seventh. Melissa Larson in eighth. Julie Fisher ends up in ninth place. Shiloh Wynn in 10th. And Ashley Farmer in 11th. We'll be back to show you the national champions and to announce Team USA in just a minute. Up from the 1994 National Trampoline and Tumbling Championships, let's take a look at the national champions from each event. And listed below, we'll see who has made Team USA, which will be competing in the World Championships in Portugal later this year. Taking a look now at the men's trampoline finalists, Carl Hager ends up as our national champion.
And Carl Hager will, of course, lead our team into that World Championships and hope for a strong finish there as well.
And in the men's double mini finals, Carl Hager again ends up as our national champion, and he also tied a Guinness Book of World Records today for the most national titles won in trampoline events.
Wow, that's just amazing, too. It's so good to see Carl getting the recognition he deserves for all that longevity.
And in women's power tumbling, Kendra Stuckey ends up as our national champion.
Right, and it's good to see that Emily Gilio, even with her problems today, was able to stay in the thick of things and make the USA team.
And now to women's trampoline finals, a very competitive event. Jennifer Sands ends up as our national champion.
And Jennifer Sands obviously will represent us very well over at the World Championships in Portugal.
And in the women's double mini, it's Jennifer Sands.
Yeah, and Jennifer, again, there will be probably our best athlete to represent us in Portugal. And hopefully she might even be able to come home with a medal.
And in men's power tumbling, Rayshine Harris prevails with a national title.
Right, and Rayshine and John will both anchor our team to the World Championships in Portugal, have a strong competition between the two, I'm sure, and hopefully come home with another team gold medal.
Well, you can watch for Team USA in the World Championships. That's going to conclude our broadcast from Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee. This concludes our coverage of the 1994 Trampoline and Tumbling Championships. A big thank you to Brad Davis and, of course, my partner, Tim Schlosser, as well as Ann Sims and all of her great staff at the ATTA for all of their help. Tennessee. I am Jennifer Smith, thanking you for joining us and reminding you that if you want more information on the ATTA and how your family can become involved, you can call 806-637-8670. The following has been a copyrighted presentation of Home Sports Entertainment.